Next we are going to study about nomenclature of organic compounds. Nomenclature means how we can do the naming of organic compounds. So nomenclature of organic compounds means what? It means a system of naming. A systematic way of naming is called as nomenclature. And there are two main types of naming, that is trivial. There are two main systems of naming. One is trivial system or common system, and the second one is IUPAC system. What is IUPAC actually? It is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so these are the two systems of naming. One is trivial system or common system, and the second one is IUPAC system. Now, according to trivial system or common system of naming, on initial days, how people used to name the organic compound, it was based on the source from which the compounds were isolated. Okay, for example, urea. Urea was first isolated from the urine of mammals, so that is why it was named as urea. Now the another very familiar or very common organic compound that we are using is acetic acid. How acetic acid got its name? Because we know that acetic acid is present in vinegar. Vinegar, the Latin word is acetum. So based on the origin, so acetic acid is present in vinegar. Vinegar, Latin word is acetum. So connecting with acetum, the Latin word, the name acetic acid. Similarly, formic acid. We know that formic acid is present in ants, isn't it? And the Latin word of ant is actually the Latin word formicus, means red ant. The Latin word formicus means red ant. So connecting with formicus, that is red ant, the name was given as formic acid. So acetic acid, formic acid, then urea, all these are common names or the name that we give in common system or according to trivial system based on their origin or source. Now remember, when we write the IUPAC naming, there are certain words or certain terms that we use only in trivial system or common system. In the previous videos, we have already learned about normal compounds, iso compounds, neo compounds, etc. Isn't it? So, normal, iso, neo, then alpha, beta, gamma, then primary, secondary, tertiary. All these are the terms that we use only in common system or trivial system. We never use all these terms when we write the IUPAC naming. So remember, these terms we can use only in common system or trivial system. So this is about the common or trivial system of naming. Now, according to IUPAC system of naming, we know due to catenation, one of the most important property or unique property of carbon is catenation. And we know that due to this catenation property, carbon forms a large number of organic compounds, isn't it? Now millions of compounds are there formed by carbon. So millions of compounds are there in organic chemistry. So how we can identify each and every compound? By giving a systematic name. Okay, so for that we need a systematic way of naming, and for that IUPAC has set certain rules for naming the organic compounds that we will see later. Before that, what are the basic parts of the name of an organic compound? So according to IUPAC, the name of any organic compound has three main parts, that is word root, then suffix and prefix. Word root is the main part of or the main part that is coming in the name of an organic compound. Then after that suffix comes. Suffix means what we are writing along with the word root, means what comes after word root is suffix. Prefix means prefix, the term or the thing that we write before the word root is prefix. Okay, that all things we will see later. So first we will see what is meant by word root. Already you have learned about the word root and the naming in 10th standard. So naming is actually the basic unit of the name representing the number of carbon atoms present in the principal chain or parent chain. We will see what is meant by the principal chain or parent chain, because it is the longest continuous chain present in an organic compound. The longest continuous chain will be taken as the parent chain or principal chain, and word root is representing the number of carbon atoms in that principal chain or parent chain. Now we will see what are the word roots we are using. If the number of carbon atom is 1, the word root is meth. If it is 2, eth. If it is 3, prop. If it is 4, but. The number of carbon atoms in the parent chain or principal chain, if it is 5, it is pent. 6, hex. 7, hept. 8, oct. 9, none. And if the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain or principal chain, if it is 10, the word root that we use is dec. So how we can write or how we can represent generally the word root as meth, eth, prop, but, pen, hex? Yes, it is alk. So the general representation of the word root is alk. Meth, eth, prop, but. Generally we can call it as alk. Okay. Now, so that is about word root. So remember, word root is representing the number of carbon atoms present in the principal chain or the parent chain. The next part of the name, the next part which is present in the name of any organic compound is suffix. Now there are two types of suffixes are there: primary suffix and secondary suffix. What is meant by primary suffix of an organic compound? ANE, ENE, YNE. You have studied in 10th standard, isn't it? This ANE, ENE, YNE are called as primary suffixes. Okay. So the primary suffix will be always added to the word root, that is meth, eth, prop, but. Okay. Primary suffix will be always added to the word root after removing, or it is indicating what? It is always added to the word root to indicate whether the carbon chains are saturated or unsaturated. Saturated means what? If the carbon atoms present in the principal chain or the parent chain, if they all are singly bonded, it will be called as saturated, and the primary suffix that we use for a saturated compound is ANE. Okay, if a compound contains only single bonds, the primary suffix is ANE. And how we are writing the primary suffix? We are adding primary suffix to the word root. Okay. Now, in the case of unsaturated system means what? Containing double bonds or triple bonds. So, in the case of unsaturated system containing at least one double bond. Okay. Containing, okay, so unsaturated system with one double bond, not at least, containing one double bond, the primary suffix will be ENE, and unsaturated system with one triple bond, the primary suffix will be YNE. And remember these primary suffixes. Remember the primary suffix we are adding to the word root. Which are the word roots we are using? Meth, eth, prop, but, etc. And these primary suffixes are ANE, ENE, YNE, isn't it? So ANE, ENE, YNE, look at the names. ANE starting with a vowel, that is A. ENE is starting with a vowel E. YNE, it is not actually starting with a vowel, it is starting with a consonant, that is Y. But when we pronounce alkyne, how we are pronouncing YNE as I. So when we pronounce, it comes as a vowel. So it is also considered as a vowel. So ANE, ENE, YNE, they are these three primary suffixes, they are starting with vowel. Okay. Now, if there is more than one double bond or more than one triple bond comes, how it should be named as? If there is two or more than two double bonds present or triple bond present, we will be using the terms like di for 2, tri for 3, tetra for 4, etc. along with the primary suffix like diene, 2 double bonds, diene, okay, 3 double bonds, triene, 2 triple bonds, diene, 2 triple bonds, 2 triple bonds, it will be diene, 3 double bonds, triene, 3 triple bonds, triene, etc. Okay. So we will do few examples to understand the primary suffix and how we are writing primary suffix along with the word root. See the first compound given CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. So how we can write the word root as? What is the total number of carbon atoms here? 1, 2, 3, 4. If there is 4 carbon atoms, the word root will be but. Now primary suffix. Check whether all the 4 carbon atoms are singly bonded or if there is any double bond or triple bond present. So here all the 4 carbon atoms are singly bonded. So the primary suffix will be ANE. Okay, so now how we are writing the name of the compound? Write the primary suffix along with the word root. So the name of the compound will be butane. And write first letter as capital letter. See the second compound again 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms in the given compound? 1, 2, 3. So first we need to write the word root. 3 carbon means word root will be prop. Now we have to check whether the 3 carbon atoms are singly bonded or double bond or triple bond if any. So here there is one double bond present. So if there is at least one double bond or triple bond present, the suffix will change, isn't it? ENE or YNE will come. So here it is double bond. So the primary suffix will be ENE. Okay. So how should we write the name as? Write the primary suffix, attach the primary suffix along with the word root. So the name of the compound will be propene. Now the third one is CH triple bond CH. First we will write the word root. 2 carbon atoms means word root will be eth. Now primary suffix, since it is triply bonded, the primary suffix will be YNE. So the name of the compound will be, first write the word root eth and to the word root attach the primary suffix, that is YNE. So the name of the compound will be ethyl. So how to write the name of the compound or how to write the word root and primary suffix? First write the word root, then after the word root write always the primary suffix. Okay. Now another compound is given CH2 double bond CH, single bond CH, double bond CH2. Here first we have to write the word root. What is the total number of carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the word root will be but. Now after this we have to check whether they are singly bonded, double bonded or triple bonded. Here there is two double bonds are present. Two double bonds present means what will be the primary suffix? Not ene, it is diene. Two double bonds means primary suffix will be diene. So here usually the primary suffix, which are the primary suffix we are writing? ane, ene, yne. So remember ane, ene are already starting with a vowel sound. Then I, when we pronounce it is yne, when we pronounce it comes as ein. So that is also considered as a vowel. But here the primary suffix is not starting with a vowel. It is starting with diene. It is not starting with een. It is starting with diene. So the starting letter is D. So it is starting with a consonant D. In such cases, we have to, when the primary suffix is starting with a consonant like D, we have to add one extra A to the word root. So how it will be? The word root is but. Then we have to add one extra A. So it will be buta. Then write the primary suffix. The name of the compound will be butadiene. So this will be applicable only when the primary suffix is starting with a consonant D. Now see the second case also. In the second compound, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms are present. So the word root will be but again. Then we have to check whether they are singly bonded, double bond or triple bond. Yes, here we can see triple bond, and two triple bonds are present. So it will be, the primary suffix will be diene. So how should we write the name as? It is not butadiene when the primary suffix is starting with, name is starting with consonants like D or any consonant. If it is not starting with a vowel, we have to add one extra A. So the name of the compound will be butadiene. So the rule is very important here. An extra A has been added to the word root. To the word root we are adding but will become buta, hex will become hexa, pent will become penta. Okay, an extra A is added to the word root since the primary suffix, that is diene or diene, begins with a consonant, that is D, instead of a vowel. So mark this as very important examples. Now we are moving to the second type of suffixes. So understood how to write the word root and primary suffix. First we have to write the word root. After the word root we are writing the primary suffix. Okay, there is exception only in the case of the primary suffixes starting with consonants. Okay, only in such cases we have to add one extra A. Otherwise, simply attach the primary suffixes, that is ane, ene, yne to the word root. That is enough. Now regarding secondary suffix. Secondary suffixes are actually representing functional groups present in the given compound. Okay, and how we are adding the, for example, if the functional group present is alcohol, and we know that the suffix is ol, isn't it? And how we are adding this ol? By replacing the last E from primary suffix. Which is the primary suffix? ane, ene or yne. Okay, so by replacing the last E from primary suffix, we are adding secondary suffix. Once again, by replacing the last E from primary suffix, we are adding secondary suffix, and the secondary suffixes are representing functional groups. Okay, so it is added to the primary suffix by replacing the last E from primary suffix. And if the secondary suffix is beginning with a vowel, so how, if the name of the functional group or the secondary suffix like ol, al, okay, if the secondary suffix, if it is starting with vowel sound, then what we are doing? Replace the last E from the primary suffix, that is ane, ene, yne, and write the secondary suffix like all, all, oic acid, etc. But very important, if the secondary suffix of the functional group, if it is starting with a consonant, for example nitriles, nitrile, it is not starting with a vowel, it is starting with consonant. So if the secondary suffix or the name of the functional group, if it is not starting with a vowel or if it is starting with consonants, we have to retain the E of primary suffix. So it is retained if the secondary suffix begins with a consonant. Now we will see the functional groups and the secondary suffixes we are using. First one is alcohol. We know that alcohol functional group is OH, and the secondary suffix that we are using is ol. So how should we add this ol? Ol is starting with the secondary suffix. Ol is starting with a vowel sound, so we can replace the last E from primary suffix and add ol. Now the second one is aldehyde. What is aldehyde functional group? We know it is CHO. And how is the expanded structure of CHO? It is C double bond OH. Okay, both are correct. And the secondary suffix is al. It is also starting with a vowel. So here also we can replace the last E by al. Next one is ketone. Ketone functional group is CO. How it is? The expanded structure C double bond O with how many free valencies? 2 free valencies. Okay, and the secondary suffix that we use for ketone is on. Here also it is starting with O, that is a vowel. So on, how should we add as secondary suffix? By replacing last E from primary suffix. Next one is carboxylic acid. Functional group is COOH, can also be written as C double bond OH. The secondary suffix that we use is oic acid. So here also the name is starting with a vowel sound. So here also the oic acid secondary suffix we can add by replacing last E from primary suffix. Next is nitriles. This is a new functional group that you are going to study. Okay, next functional groups are new for you. So nitriles functional group is CN. CN group is known as nitriles. The expanded formula is C triple bond N with a free valency. And the secondary suffix that we use for CN group is nitrile. Nitrile is not starting with a vowel, it is starting with a consonant. So remember, we have to retain E. We cannot remove, we have to retain E from primary suffix. Next one is amide functional group. Amide functional group is CONH2. That can also be written as free valency C double bond O NH2. Remember, NH2 group is attached to carbon. Here also it is starting with the suffix is amide, starting with a vowel. Okay. Now next is acid chloride, that is COCl. Expanded formula is C double bond O Cl. Remember, Cl is attached to carbon. And the secondary suffix is oil chloride. Okay, starting with a vowel. So how should we add the secondary suffix? By replacing last E from primary suffix. Next is amines. Amine functional group is NH2 group, and the secondary suffix that we use is amines itself, starting with a vowel sound. So we have to replace E by amines. Last one is sulfonic acid. Formula is SO3H, and the name is sulfonic acid itself. Okay, so this is the way to These are the functional groups and the secondary suffixes we are using. So remember once again, if the secondary suffix, if it is starting with a vowel, then how should we add the secondary suffix? If the secondary suffix is starting with a vowel sound, replace last E by the secondary suffix. But if it is starting with a consonant, retain E of primary suffix. For example, see the first case. So when we write the name of an organic compound, first we have to write word root. After the word root, write the primary suffixes. Which are the primary suffixes? ANE, ENE, YNE. Okay, then write secondary suffix. Okay, so here the given compound, first we have to write the word root. How many carbon atoms are there? 2, 1, 2. 2 carbon atoms means word root is eth. Now primary suffix, if the bonds are not represented means they are singly bonded, so it is ANE. Primary suffix is ANE. Now secondary suffix, what is the functional group present here? It is OH. OH, secondary suffix is OL, isn't it? Now how should we write the name? First we have to write the word root. Word root is eth. Then write the primary suffix, that is ANE. Now how should we add the secondary suffix? If it is starting with a vowel, replace the last E and write secondary suffix. So the name of the compound will be ethanol. Second one, write the word root first. Total number of carbon 1, 2, 3. So the word root is prop. Then they all are singly bonded. So primary suffix is ANE. Now secondary suffix, here the functional group present is, here it is OH and here it is NH2. NH2 suffix is amine. Secondary suffix is amine. So secondary suffix is starting with a vowel. So how should we add the secondary suffix? By removing last E from primary suffix. So the name of the compound will be prop and remove the last E and amine. So the name of the compound will be propanamine. Third compound, total number of carbon, to write the word root 1, 2, 3. Here it is a carbon containing functional group, so we have to count that carbon also. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Word root is but. They all are singly bonded, so primary suffix is ANE. Secondary suffix, the functional group here, what is the functional group present? COOH. The COH, secondary suffix is oic acid. Oic acid. It is starting with a vowel, so we have to replace last E. The name of the compound will be but. First write the word root, then write secondary suffix, primary suffix, remove the last E and write the secondary suffix. So the name will be butanoic acid. Fourth one is, again write the word root 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms. CN functional group is given. If there is a carbon containing functional group, we have to count that carbon also. So 3 carbon means prop. They are singly bonded. We have to check only the carbon-carbon bonds. Don't think that this carbon nitrogen there is a triple bond, so will it become ine? No. We have to see only the carbon-carbon bond. So they all are singly bonded. So it is ANE. Secondary suffix, the functional group present is CN. CN secondary suffix is nitrile. So how should we write? Here the secondary suffix is starting with a consonant. So should we remove the E from primary suffix? No, we have to retain the E. So the name of the compound will be prop. Then write the primary suffix ANE and secondary suffix nitrile. So the name of the compound will be propane nitrile. Now the last compound, CH3, CH2, CH2, CHO. To write the word root, see the number of the carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4. Count the CHO carbon also. 4 carbon means but. All the carbons are singly bonded. So the primary suffix will be ANE. Now the functional group present. For the secondary suffix, the functional group present is CHO. So CHO, the secondary suffix is al. So secondary suffix is starting with a vowel. So we have to remove E from primary suffix and attach. So the name of the compound will be but and al. So the name will be butanal. Okay. So this is about how to write the name of the organic compound. Okay, the basic way. We will see the rules in detail. So first we have to write the word root. After the word root, write the primary suffix, that is ANE, ENE or YNE. Then write the secondary suffix, that is functional group present, by either by removing last E or by retaining last E of primary suffix. In the case of primary suffix, the only exception is when the primary suffix is starting with a consonant like diene, diine, etc. We have to add one extra A. So this is about the basic way of naming of an organic compound.